drunk, boys. We're the JV.
I'll bring my contract. Signs, I love golf.
Now for our last early Saturday game of the 2020 Post-Ohio District Tournament, featuring the Indian Hill JV Rangers against the Sycamore A's. Both teams were swept by points by their foes. Indian Hill was taken down by Beaver Creek 6-2, and Sycamore fell to Alter 7-2. We have a new goalie in net for Indian Hill. Please meet Nick Woods and Marty Kahn, who dons an alternate captain's A for his squad, will return to net. Woods punches that shot from Jackson Shock away, as Sycamore the away team in this contest, 35 seconds in the green kit. Gold numbers, white trim, white name badges with yellow letters. Indian Hill in the home white jerseys. Have you seen the Chicago Blackhawks old look from about the 80s or 90s? That fits just like it. Rangers black numbers, black letters. Owen Foster will drop back for it, looking to score against Marty Kahn. Sweeping is Charlie Andrus. Rangers and Aves both represent the Northern Cincinnati quadrant. Sycamore is a high school, community high school, and Blue Ash in the surrounding area. Indian Hill is part of the Indian Hill Winter Club family, which requires a private membership. The base is the Indian Hill Winter Club in Camp Dennison, Ohio, which is just inside the 275 loop. Jackson Shock carries it away from the grasp of James Samarco. And now the Aves will fling towards the right. Short bench for the Sycamore A's all season, but they won the Gold Division, going 7-3 in conference play. It's a very good A's squad, but they are missing one key component, and that's Colin O'Shea. That's going to be icing on Sycamore, but 13:09 to go in the first, and back in front of Marty Kahn will go, as we see Luke Moore check in for the first time today. Seamus Donovan also in. We also have Jackson Shock out there. Angus Ackerman settling in, spinning the stick in his hands. For this Ranger squad, this is their second go-around in the pod. Sycamore, their first time. They take over for the Troy Trojans and also the Dayton Stealth JV. Down low, it's covered up by Kahn, as Angus Ackerman and also Nicholas Coleman waiting for the loose puck. 13:03 to go in the first. 0-0 between the Rangers and the A's. Again, both representing Northern Cincinnati inside the 275 belt. Behind the net, Marty Kahn flustered away. On the left side, Charlie Halleck giving chase up ahead, saved Kahn. Rangers back with the puck. Believe that is Coleman, Nicholas Coleman. Lots of bodies, lots of green and gold in front of Kahn. It will trickle away. 12:40 to go in the first period. We'll have a break in between. We have 12U B3 Buckeye year-end tournament action for you. It's Northern Kentucky, and scored by Nicholas Coleman. 12:29 to go in the first period, and Indian Hill draws first blood as the Rangers go on top of the Sycamore Aves, 1-0. Coleman, Samarco check in. I don't believe Coleman played last night. Samarco did. He had a goal for the Rangers, as Indian Hill now leads by 1. Shuffled from the left wing by Nick Gates. On the other side, here's a big collision. Pushed up ahead by Adam Evans. Rangers up by 1 over the Sycamore Aves. Fired in by Evans, saved by Kahn. Rebound out of the reach of Kahn and swept by Charlie Halleck. Halleck had one of the 2 goals against Alter for the Sycamore Aves, the other one going for defenseman Josh Moore, when the freshman goalie for Alter, Grant Russell, went a little bit too risky, played it forward, and couldn't get back to the puck in time. And Sycamore went out to a 2-0 lead, unable to handle it though, as Alter scored 4 in that frame, and 7-2 will have offside call against the Rangers. The logo on the front of the jersey, if you remember when the NHL had individual shield logos for each of the conferences, like Campbell, Wales, they look similar to that, except not in orange color. It's kind of blood red color, like the scheme of the Rangers. And on the shoulders, there is a Ranger logo, an alternate logo, flung towards Marty Kahn and saved. These Ave jerseys have been around for now 2 years. They have the Sycamore Aves athletic word mark across with the little plane shooting off the V. Aves, of course, short for aviators. Left wing time popped up by J.D. Park. Spun around the left side, bouncing puck. Here's Andrew Crook, the backup goalie from Glutz, trying to fire it on in towards Nick Woods. I do not see Fritz Graham, who was last night's starting goalie, on the bench for the Rangers as they all lean in at the same time. Synchronized head bobbing on the bench. I like it. 10:59 to play in the first. 1-0 Indian Hill is your score, and I believe the goal is Nicholas Coleman. Here's Crook. Right wing time. Spun by the Aves. Crook working the left wing. Marty Kahn in net. Loose puck blasted wide off the stick of Jackson Hampton. Behind the net of Marty Kahn. 10:30 to go in the first period. 1-0 Rangers. Here comes Jackson Schock. Foster in the way. Blasted wide of the net of Nick Woods. Behind the stick of Crook as Hampton sells it down. Here's Crook. Fired on towards Foster's legs. And here comes Foster and company. Roaming up the ice with the Rangers past Bryce Brown. Another name I recognize from last year's Indian Hill squad. Ackerman returns to action with Coleman and also Seamus Donovan. 5 minutes gone from the contest. And 1-0 Rangers your score. We will see Luke Moore checking back in. Up ahead, knocked down was Moore. Back up with the puck to the right corner. Rangers looking for more. Bryce Brown with a spin around job. To Coleman in the right face-off circle, trickling wide the net of Marty Kahn. Sycamore trailing 1-0, 9:34 to play in the first. Drop down from the corner, pushed ahead. Now in the neutral zone, we'll see Coleman drive towards the left, looking for the stick of Ackerman. And Ackerman unable to keep it. Josh Moore was in the way. 1-0 Rangers your score over the Aves. Battle of Northern Cincinnati here. Of course, Indian Hill Winter Club not affiliated with Indian Hill High School, as we have laid offside against the Rangers. That's the Indian Hill High School Braves, who do not have hockey. As Woods makes a stop as the Aves fly in. 6 minutes gone from our contest. Again, our last one before we head to the Saturday evening slate. These Rangers will take on the Centerville Elks, and these A's will take on the Beaver Creek Beavers as the home team. Ackerman sticking to tradition, spinning the stick in his hands before a face-off. He'll take on Captain Jackson Schock. Wide of the net of Woods. Now in the hands of Glutz. Moore battling with the Rangers. Ackerman trying to help out the Indian Hill cause. 8:45 to play in the first. 1-0 in favor of the Rangers as Schock looking to tie things up. Paddle towards Woods, who dives on the loose puck before Glutz could get a piece of it. 8:39 now remains. We'll see a changing of the Rangers army. Ackerman, Coleman, and Samarko off. In their place goes Nixon with Ben Wardman and also Seamus Donovan with Nick Gates. Loose puck swept away just before Schock can get there. J.D. Park races back for it, picks it up defensively. As the A's do have to play it, icing waved off fairly quickly. Wardman into the glove of Kahn. And stopped by the backstop for Sycamore, Marty Kahn. Face-off will be to the left of Kahn. Both these teams did not pick up a point in their first game of the pod. Of course, the points go like this. You have to win a period. Right now, Indian Hill will get the first period point because they're outscoring Sycamore 1-0. If both teams score the same amount of goals in a period, that's half point for each. If you win a game, that's 2 points. If you tie a game after regulation, there is no overtime or shootout until you get to the championship round tomorrow. Then you settle with 1 point each. Win is 2, and if you lose a period or a game, that's 0 points. Foster battling right corner. Charlie Halleck keeping alive for the Sycamore offense. Glutz picks it up right corner. Spins around, looks for Kevin Mercurio. And now Hampton speeding up ahead. The right winger and Ben Wardman catching up. The center takes it to Marty Kahn. And still driving in the left corner as sweeping on in goes Joshua Nixon. 7:25 to go in the first period. Aves trailing 1-0 to Indian Hill. Chipped off the stick behind the red line of Owen Foster, and I'll go for icing against Sycamore. And back in front of Kahn will go. Again, like I mentioned, for Sycamore, Colin O'Shea unavailable because of a family commitment. Done a very nice job his senior year. Originally coming off the, the AAA Blue Jackets squad, and then decided to play his senior year for the Sycamore Aves. Still would have been fun to see him all these years with the Aves. Carried on now by Moore. And that's going to be icing the call against the Aves again, bringing us back in front of Kahn, now with 7:02 to go in the first. Packed house here, seeing lots of green and gold, red and black, the colors of Sycamore and Indian Hill, respectively. Face-off will occur to the right of Kahn. I believe that's Mesturzo. In for the Indian Hill side of the face-off. Drop back for Foster. And it bounces off the end boards where it's scooped up by the Rangers. Going for Bryce Brown in the left corner. 6:49 to play in the first. Chopped around and off the head of the stick of Andrew Crook. Brown will flip it towards the bend, where it's recovered by Charlie Andrus. Shot saved by Kahn. 6.5 to play in the first. Foster sells it down and shuffles it over towards Bryce Brown on the left. It will find, I believe that's Kevin Mercurio looking for Shocks. Swept off of Kahn. As Woods watching. Here come the Aves on the attack. And across the goal line it sails. It's icing on Sycamore. 6:17 to go in the first period. It's 1-0 your score. Favors the Indian Hill Rangers. I believe Nicholas Coleman scored that first goal for IH. Every team in this tournament gets 4 games, but the 4th game, which is tomorrow, is determined how well these teams do with the points. We start up at 2 to resume pod play. Actually, we have a break in the middle. Again, Northern Kentucky and Taylor State and Stealth Squad will play next for Buckeye U tournament action. Speed ahead, top shelf, punched away by Marty Kahn. That was Seamus Donovan, unable to tap it on in. So we'll drop it to the right of Kahn. 5:59 to go in the first. Indian Hill 1, Sycamore 0. Halfway through our opening period. Fired in by Ackerman, saved by Kahn. Another face-off awaits us. Just to let you know, right now Sycamore and Indian Hill tied for 5th. But if the Rangers hold on, they'll pick up their first point in the tournament. 5th and 6th play at 2. 3:30 is 3rd versus 4th place. And the championship game is 5 tomorrow evening. Up top, unable to tap it on in, was James Samarco. That's saved by Kahn. Glutz trying to dial it to the right. A Ranger will swoop in and pick it up. That's Luke Moore. Good speed by Moore on the defense. Can't find Coleman cleanly. Andrew Crook tangling. Ackerman gets it loose, but not past the point. That was Mercurio keeping it between the legs. 5:13 to play in the first period. 1-0 in favor of Indian Hill. Samarco off the glass. Now controlled by Seamus Donovan. The left corner, the A's push it across, heading slowly towards the goal line. Will it make it? No, icing's waved off. Rangers had a good play on it already. Moore speeds ahead with the jersey blowing in the wind. There's no wind in the ice rink unless you have a lot of fans going on. That'd be neat. Here's Samarco, poked away by Kahn for 44 to play in the first. 1-0 Rangers your score. Towards the slot, it's Crook instead for Sycamore. Seamus Donovan trying to slow it down. Pushed ahead. Here's J.D. Park working the right corner. Zipped around by the Rangers defense. Shock staying out in the ice and handles it as the left defender. Shaken away from Luke Moore. 4:19 to play in the first. Still 1-0 favoring Indian Hill. Down this way, here's Coleman. Bumped by Glutz. Trying to get around the point man and J.D. Park. Straight ahead as Foster also returns to action as Adam Evans battling in the neutral zone. Here's Foster, who was not available last night's game. Hampton now. 3:57 to play in the first. 1-0 Indian Hill. Nixon straight ahead, delayed offside Sycamore. Good to see Loggle okay from earlier. Lifted off, we're worrying about you, buddy. 3:37 to go in the first, 1-0 for Indian Hill. Evans battling down low with Shock to the right. A second Ranger approaches to Shock's right. J.D. Park trying to get in on that scrum. Couple bounces, there's Joshua Nixon. Puck slips away from the scrum and Sycamore heads up Reed. Fires it down this way. Won't reach the goal line cleanly before it's scooped up by Owen Foster. 3:05 to play in the first. 1-0 Rangers your score. Here's Wardman on the pass, almost blocked by Halleck. Delayed offside against Indian Hill. Rangers have to come back in the neutral zone. Straight ahead for Sycamore off an Indian Hill bounce. Here comes Parks, smothered on the blue line. And Woods is just going to hold on and let it go for Foster. 2:43 to go in the first. 1-0 in favor of the Indian Hill Rangers. Wardman's shift is done. Here's Foster straight ahead. J.D. Park takes it over. Knocked down with a stick of Jackson Hampton. Behind the line, Woods in goal. Here comes a speedy Charlie Andrus bringing up the right. Chased by Josh Moore, taking it to the corner. 2:15 to play in the first, still 1-0 Rangers. Swept around. And trickling towards Woods. Letting it go, and it's icing the call on the A's with 2:04 to go in the first. Like I mentioned, it's great to see that you're doing okay, Loggle. Loggle was the goalie for the Troy Bruins squad. Bruins will be playing later tomorrow, 11:15 to start off our Sunday morning hockey. And the Bruins will take on the winner of our next team in either the Northern Kentucky Norse or the Dayton Stealth, led by head coach Taylor. 1:55 to go in the first. 1-0 Rangers your score. Busy weekend here at South Metro. Not only do we have the two hockey tournaments, we also have the volleyball tournament as well. Pushed ahead of Ray from the back of Luke Moore. Bryce Brown played offside on Sycamore. Indian Hill plays it back. Andrus towards the left wing and Bryce Brown. Pushed up ahead. It's controlled and shot and blocked by Kahn. By Hampton. Moore will sweep in as the left defender. Double teamed by the green and gold. Shock, Glutz. Here's Glutz, a shot and a goal for Glutz. Jacob Glutz ties this up with 1:05 to go in the first. Perfect handling across the blue line and beating Nick Woods to the punch. 1-1 your score as we might split our first point of the pod as both teams have one goal. Still a minute 5 left in the opening frame. And again, the points, they're not good for gift cards or fuel points. I've checked. Everyone just kind of looked at me weird. No, the points are determined who plays when tomorrow starting at 2. 52 seconds left in the first. Okay, no, I didn't check to see if they're good for fuel points. That's a joke. Now 46 seconds left in the first period. 1-1 your score. Sycamore's Glutz ties it up. And Halleck looking to give Sycamore their first lead of the game. However, Hampton has other ideas, rips it back. Here's Jackson Shock now from the circle, off the side of the net. And now picked up by Ackerman. Straight ahead, looking for some Marco, and it's going to be a race to see if that puck crosses the goal line. It will not. 22 seconds left, 1-1 your score. Around the corner it goes. Indian Hill striking first, but Jacob Glutz tying it up for the Aves. Fired on in towards Marty Kahn. Rangers have it behind the line. Chipped away by the Aves defense. 2 seconds. One-timer towards Marty Kahn. Save. Samarco behind the back of Hampton. And that's 15 minutes. 15 minutes accounted for. And both teams will split the point as Sycamore comes up with the late first period goal. And after one, it's 1-1 your score. We're going to take a break on the YouTube home of South Metro. Stay with us. We'll have an icing call to start off the second period against Indian Hills. The Rangers roam the Jeeps downwards and the Aviators fly upwards. Marty Kahn now in front of the net in front of the second-story lobby here at South Metro. Rangers and Aves tied at 1. We have split our first point of the pod tournament, and this being our 6th game. We got 3 more games today, 3 more tomorrow. Also nice to hear that Loggle is able to play tomorrow, too, on that pulled hamstring. That's impressive. Here's Mercurio batting it back. Away from Joshua Nixon. The Rangers downwards, the Aves upwards. 33 seconds gone from the second. Both teams pick up their first half point of the tournament. The Aves pushing across. Here is Woods sliding out. That's a way to stop the puck with the chest with 14-17 to go in the second. That's Terzo, Bryce Brown, and Andrus out there. 2 defenders coming in Hampton and also Foster. Again, Indian Hill, the Winter Club. Beautiful facility. When you walk in, the lobby just feels like it's just like a cabin. When you go in, it's even colder than the Northland Ice Center. I've only been there once. It was the first year covering Centerville Elks hockey. We were down there. Beautiful facility. It's a wonderful point of Indian Hill. Cycled around with the stick of Mercurio. Looking for Crook. Pushing the right wing. Up ahead here's Schock. Normally playing defense, but Schock is up top with the absence of Colin O'Shea. 13:42 to go in the second. Aves 1, Rangers 1. Aves the away team in this contest. Wide of the reach of Woods, the only goalie available this afternoon for Indian Hill. Fritz Graham not on the Rangers bench, or if Fritz Graham is, I can't see from this vantage point. Aves have never led. Indian Hill has never trailed. 1-1 your score here. And the wonderful smell of popcorn roaming through the South Metro lobby, shoveled away by Woods off the stick. Halleck trying to keep it alive for the green-cladded Aviators. Puck heading back towards the blue line. Here's Bryce Brown. Flung high towards Andrus, who will play it on the bounce. One-on-one, speeding ahead. Here's J.D. Park holding up the taller forward towards the shot. And Kahn with the save. Great pass out to Masturzo in the right face-off circle. And it's absorbed into the chest of Kahn. 12:42 to go in the second. 1-1 is your score. Do have a great crowd on tap. Like I mentioned, this is a good Cincinnati area battle. Sycamore outside hockey. They play in the Greater Miami Conference, one of the top conferences in the Cincinnati high school scene. Also battle with the Mason Comets in the same GMC and the Swashel. In fact, they share a home in Sports Plus. Mercurio trying to push it through. Here's Halleck tangling on the blue line. No penalties as of yet. We've played some clean but aggressive hockey. Mercurio now, left wing around the bends. Waiting for it for the Rangers is Seamus Donovan. Starting things up, looking for the left winger. Won't be able to find Coleman. We'll have a whistle, and I believe that's offside against Sycamore. 12:03 to go in the second. A center ice face-off, rather. Here comes Ben Wardman. Actually, that's not Ben Wardman. You can tell it's Ben Wardman with the red hockey helmet. That is instead Ackerman for the face-off. Mercurio, Glutz towards the right. J.D. Park, blue line time. With the exception of O'Shea, all the rest of the A's are accounted for. Though some of these A's also play lacrosse during the spring season. It's hard to believe spring sports are starting to get underway in practices and everything. Maybe spring weather can get on the act too and start getting on in, although we're supposed to be 50 degrees and sunny most of the day tomorrow, so never mind. 11:30 to go in the second. 1-1 your score on the last day of February. Leap Day, which I think I mentioned in the morning and just forgot as we carried along. Here's James Samarco now right wing. Now the grasp of Ackerman off the stick of Woods. I believe Woods has the bigger frame compared to Fritz Graham, who started in goal last night for Indian Hill. Fired wide by Kahn. From Kahn, not by Kahn. It'd be weird if he tried to score in his own goal. Well, I've seen crazier in sports, I guess. 4:05 gone from the second. Here's Ackerman off of Kahn and settled in by Marty Kahn. Great job covering up the puck. Marty Kahn, in terms of high school hockey, one of the strongest goalies mentioned out there. The Shock will take on Evans for that face-off. Left point blocked by Shock. Crook to Shock. And Shock speeding down on this 2-on-2. Cruising towards the net of Woods. Rebound! Batted on home. Counted for Sycamore. And it's 2-1 Aves with 10:37 to go in the second. Was it Glutz with the rebound or was it Shock with the rebound? Shock will take the center ice face-off. And the Aves go on top for the first time today. 10:30 to go in the second. Aves 2, Rangers 1. 2 straight goals by the green and gold here in the YouTube home of South Metro Sports. Zipped around the cage. Here's Wardman. Towards the neutral zone. Could not feed Evans. Crook intercepts it. Trying to get a clean look on Woods. Lots of bodies in front as Glutz knocked down. The Rangers chase it back defensively. Glutz will cut back in. Down this way, the Rangers draw a penalty. And our first power play on the game will be awarded thanks to a tripping call. And Andrew Cook is the guilty party for the Aves. Excuse me. That results in a power play for Indian Hill with 9:55 to play in the second. As the Aves lead 2-1, first lead for Sycamore. Remember a couple years back, going back in the GMC, Lakota West and East had a club team, just Club Lakota. Cool to see those high schools start up a program, but again, really need more ice down in Cincinnati. The closure and the demolition of Cincinnati Gardens kind of hurt. Set away by Moore. Here's Andrus straddling the blue line. Moore will fling it in around the left bend. 9.5 to go in the second. 2-1 Sycamore your score. We have Andrus. Drop back. Seamus Donovan can't get a clean look. Alex in the way. Up to Shock. It's cleared by Sycamore, but Shock still in the race for it. Moore giving a good chase. Shock trying to dial it back. And now here is J.D. Park in the neutral zone. Delayed offside, gloved and dropped by Woods. 9:02 to go in the second period. Sycamore 2, Indian Hill 1. Last pod game until about 5 o'clock today. Fired with a body in front. Won't go in against Kahn. That will cycle around heading back into Indian Hill's defensive zone. Moore taking flight with Andrus. Last night played more as a forward, but it's nice to see the flexibility of the players. Forward, defense, it doesn't matter as long as it helps the team. That's what I like to see. Now here is Gates, cross the blue line to the Zamboni doors. Where it's scooped up by Andrus, looking for an outlet. Donovan awaiting at the left point, 22 seconds to go in our first power play of the game. And 8:15 to go in the second. 2-1 Sycamore over Indian Hill. Andrus now on the other side. Drop back at the right point. Blocked by Mercurio. Here's Donovan with the biscuit. And it'll go wide of Kahn. That's Terzo with Moore. And the power play is done off the shot of Park. Back to 5-on-5. Crook will stay out there for Sycamore. As the Aves lead 2-1, 7:47 to go in the second. About halfway through our contest. Both teams split the first period point. Right now Sycamore in the driver's seat for the second period point, but still some hockey to work. Mercurio on the check on the back of Gates. Stopped at the point, feed on in. Kahn absorbed most of that shot, top chest. That's Owen Foster from the right point. We'll have a stoppage of play with 7:29 to go in the second as Angus Ackerman checks back in. We have a face-off to the left of Kahn. Chip towards the left corner from Coleman to Samarco. Glutz trying to take off into the neutral zone. Here's Ackerman dialing off of Kahn. Rebound to Coleman. Coleman reaching for it, skipping it, and Mercurio sends it away from Kahn. Coleman backhander, tie game. Coleman gets the backhander over the left shoulder of Kahn, and the Rangers tie things up again. 2-2 your score, 6:59 to play in the second. Even strength goal by the Rangers. So both teams have had a 1-goal lead, and both teams have tied it up after being down by 1. Indian Hill got the first goal early on in the first. Sycamore tied it. Aves got a second goal, and then Indian Hill tied it again. That pinball's away off of Kahn. Crook around the bends as Hampton stops it. Looks for Coleman on the left wing. Crook getting in there. Loose puck, off balance was Hampton. Here's Ackerman now, left face-off circle. On the back of Crook. Coming on in will be Moore. The other side. It's controlled by Samarco. 2-2 game. Both teams with a goal in the second. Meaning if both teams split this half point in the second period, that's 1 full point for each team. Meaning both teams stay tied for 5th place. Ackerman speeding up ahead towards the right corner. Will it make it to the goal line? No. No, it won't. It is Hampton coming in with it for Indian Hill. Speeding ahead, tackling on the right. Mercurio in front with Moore on the defense. And now Hampton lost the handle. Mercurio got the stick down low. Mercurio also dons a captaincy. Flip towards the end boards on the other side. Here comes Crook. Hampton backpedals it. Shot to Kahn. Saved by Kahn from Samarco. 5:39 to play in the second. 2-2 your score. Face off to the right of Kahn. Shock. Mercurio sends it up ahead. Here's Seamus Donovan. Save Kahn. Moore trying to bat it away, but Joshua Nixon gets enough pressure. Nixon, Kahn almost played that up top. Almost kind of Olayed it up in the sky. He comes down with the stop. 5:23 to go in the second. 2-2 your score. Face off to the left of Kahn. We have Shock going against Nixon. Nixon, some open ice, but quickly spinning in was Moore. Moore's done a nice job defensively for Sycamore. Here's Wordman with the feed. That won't go in. Nixon unable to tap in the one-timer. Donovan now from the neutral zone. 5:03 to go in the second. 2-2 your score. We should have an ice cut in the second intermission. Nixon around. Evans, a little frustrated that time. Donovan will play by the Rangers bench. Again, Indian Hill's the home team of this contest. 4:50 to play in the second. 2-2 your score, and off to protect the net off of Evans. So in the neutral zone, we'll have a puck drop. Referee gets some help from a fan. We'll see Nixon head off the ice. Shock will close in against Dalmas Terzo. Park. Straight ahead, delayed offside, now waved away. Rangers, Donovan dropping it back. High shot from Masturzo. Donovan left it go. Here's Andrus dropping back left point now for Donovan. Andrus again, left face-off circle. Behind the goal line is Masturzo. Masturzo batted in. Kahn. Save on Andrus' shot. 4:19 to play in the second. Indian Hill 2, Sycamore 2. As these two Cincinnati teams battle here at South Metro. Shock against Masturzo for this face-off. towards Kahn, who clubs it up ahead looking for an outlet in J.D. Park. Glotz heavy on the touch. And now the Rangers left wing with 4:08 to play in the second. Again, should have an ice cut in the second intermission. Batted on in, Andrus. And the Rangers go back on top with 4:01 to go in the second. Andrus to the house of Kahn. And it's a goal for the Rangers forward. 3-2 for the Hill. Schock will come in for the faceoff. Mercurio and Moore on the blue line again. And the A's trail by 1 for the second time this contest. Picked off by Hampton. So Rangers looking to add on to a 1-goal lead. Neither team has led more than 1. Here's Park, outletting it for Halleck. Left wing, spin towards Schock. Met up with 1 defender, Schock crossing the blue line. And Ackerman will come on. Go left wing in front of the red line, no icing. As Kahn trying to settle it down. Coleman on the race for it. He'll get it back on the right boards with 3:25 to play in the second. Mercurio now across for Moore. Off the back of Jackson Hampton. Straight ahead looking for Schock. Arm quickly up and down by the stripes. Now down this way will come Indian Hill. Rangers up 3-2. Round the bend it goes. Closing on in will be Samarco. Fired on in towards Kahn. It's Coleman. It's another save by the Sycamore goalie. 2:55 to play in the second. Rangers 3, Sycamore 2. Samarco heads back to the bench with Foster, Ackerman, Coleman, and Hampton's shift also done. A full swap out for Trevor Block's Indian Hill JV Rangers. Here's Moore with the send. Kahn save and cover. Evans looking for the loose puck. We'll drop it again with 2:49 to go in the second. 3-2 Indian Hill your score. Face off will be to the left of Kahn. Park will take on Evans, who comes up with it, Evans does. In front of Wardman. Drop back just out of the grab of Ben Wardman. However, it's Gates spinning. Back on the other side, trying to shake off the Sycamore defense. Not quite a V shape flying down the ice. We had 5 Sycamores in that shape, bouncing from right to left. Now we have Moore with the pickup in front of Halleck. 2:19 to play in the second. 3-2 Indian Hill. Moore picks it up. Here's Donovan. Tipped by Mercurio. 2 to play in the second now. Wristed ahead, Mercurio back with it as the A's make a couple swaps. Glotz returning to action, shot at the Rangers' crest and handled by Woods. 1:49 to go in the second. 3-2 Indian Hill your score. Face-off upcoming to the left of Nick Woods. And jammed up on the left wing. Here's Schock with the forward push. Backhander won't go in against Woods. Right now the Rangers have outscored the A's 2-1 in this frame. Meaning the Rangers are in line for their first full point, but still, minute 32 to go in the second. In Sycamore's attacking zone. Here's Andrus coming away with it. Andrus left it go, and Glotz takes it. Round the corner it goes as Bryce Brown battling for it. Blue line time. Here's Owen Foster. Andrus now. Back towards Kahn, sliding from left to right. Park battling, Andrus too. Now Masturzo coming away with it. We enter our final minute. Bryce Brown unable to tap it on in. 1 minute to go. That went wide of Kahn with Indian Hill leading Sycamore 3-2. Masturzo firing it in. Here's Foster. Foster left it go. Here is Glutz against Woods. And Woods winning that battle right now. The loose puck still alive. Sycamore coming back with it. Mercurio coming in as reinforcement. Now will help Park. Spin ahead, that's Terzo. Bryce Brown. Past the back of Glutz and heading towards the corner. And that's icing with 20.9 seconds to go in the second frame. 3-2 score. It's in favor of Indian Hill. Go-ahead goal by Charlie Andrus. As Northern Kentucky and the Norse watching this game. Actually, that's Dayton Stealth watching this game. They're in the white jerseys. They'll play next. 3-2 Indian Hill, your score. That's going to be on target, therefore no icing. Kahn with the stop. Here comes a Ranger. Golfed that way, but over the stick of Samarco. Also, Ackerman couldn't settle it down. 8 seconds left. Rangers looking to add on to a 1-goal lead. Kick towards the corner. Here's Coleman sweeping in. And that's 30. That's 30 minutes in the books as the Rangers start to head towards the locker rooms. I think we have an ice cut. We have a break though, so looks like we won't have an ice cut. There we go, there's the Zamboni doors. 3-2 Rangers as Indian Hill picks up their first point by scoring Sycamore 2-1 in the frame. Third period after the ice cut on the YouTube home of South Metro Sports. We'll come back for the third period.
Guys, work down here.
Third period as we swap sides again. Indian Hill with 1.5 points. Sycamore with a half point. Rangers 3, Aves 2 after 2. We have the ice cut as Woods returns in front of the net. And Marty Kahn on the other side. Glutz gets taken down. The A's would like a penalty. They stay down from the stripes. In fact, we've only had just the one penalty. It's been very penalty-free game except that one. So not penalty filled. Right point feed in. It goes wide from Luke Moore. On the other side, it's Seamus Donovan. Chip towards the slot, cannot find Angus Ackerman, but Moore cleans it up. Slowed down by Jackson Schock. Donovan will have the forward push. We have played 50 seconds of this third period. 3-2 for the Hill. Fired on in, and Marty Kahn with the save and a couple sweeps away. That last shot taken by James Samarco. Down this way on a one-on-one. Here comes Moore. Stripped away, here's Schock, save, Woods. Marking for the puck, we have Crook. Battling with Moore. Here's Glutz with the takeaway. Glutz to the right face-off circle. One-timer wide left of the net. Right now, Indian Hill has jumped on top of Sycamore by a full point, meaning the Rangers are in 5th place and Sycamore would stay in 6th place. But of course, there's still 3 points up for grabs. Whoever wins the third period, which is not based on the scores, we have icing to call on the Aves, and back in front of Con we go with 13:27 to go in the third. It's not based on the score, it's based on how many goals are scored in that period. The Rangers have 1 in the first, 2 in the second. The Aves 1 in the first, 1 in the second. There's 2 points, it sounded like I said points. There's 2 points on the table, fired on in towards Con and swifted away by the defense. That's going to be icing on the Aves again. Most of the Dayton Stealth, they're playing in the next game against Northern Kentucky. They're watching this game. They're making a lot of noise out there. Some of the Norths are coming out to watch the game with the Stealth. Whoever wins the upcoming game, as we jump back into Buckeye year-end tournament action, whoever wins the game will play at 11:15 tomorrow for the Consolation Championship. Whoever falters will be done. Off the side of the net is Marty Kahn patrolling the pipes. Kane forward. The Aves in the green jerseys, gold shoulders. Good-looking sweaters for the Aves. Scooped up by Joshua Nixon. The Rangers also in good-looking sweaters as Kahn pounces on the loose puck. And it's going to be a hand pass ruled by the Stripes. 12:52 to go in the third. 3-2 Indian Hill. Rangers have that classic Chicago Blackhawks look going on, and the badge in front gives me the vibes of, if you remember the old conference shields in the NHL, you know, your Wales Conference, Campbell Conference, except it's blood red instead of orange. Loose puck, shuffled around, Masturza will play it. Speeding it ahead past Park. And Halleck gets the stick in there, knocking it loose. Around the right corner. That noise you hear is the Stealth making noise. Ever since the start of the second intermission, they've been out here. Love to hear. I think noise makes sports great. In front of Marty Kahn. 12:19 to play in the third. 3-2 for Indian Hill and stopped by Kahn as the Rangers lead the Northern Cincinnati foes by 1. Again, Sycamore's from Sycamore High School, Sycamore Community Schools, and Indian Hill, not affiliated with Indian Hill High School, but it's the Winter Club. I've never heard anyone call it Camp Denison, Ohio. It's off Ward's Corner Road, off that exit of 275. Go south for a little bit and you'll find it. Here's Kahn collapsing on the puck. You know what's nearby? It's nearby Milford. Sorry, I said that wrong. Milford! I probably riled up all the Cincinnatians in the lobby that could hear that. Of course, that's a car commercial that plays ever so often on Cincinnati radio. There's a nice stretch by Kahn, keeping the puck out of the back of the net. Here's Andrus now, away from Mercurio. Swept around the left bend, and it's picked up now by Seamus Donovan. 11:42 to go in the third. Backhander won't go against Kahn. And the Aves now flying downwards. Lost the handle to Luke Moore. Moore has played strong as a defender, but the Aves get it back. Here's J.D. Park, popped up. And that's Terzo trying to play it up ahead. Kahn with the stab towards the puck. Here's Moore, blue line send, away from J.D. Park. 11-11 to go in the third. 3-2 Rangers your score. Shuffled across. And back this way. Up ahead, off the boards. Here's Crook. A spin around job, the backup goalie to Marty Kahn. Now down this way, here's Masturzo. Working the right side to the circle, fired into the gut of Marty Kahn. Norse getting ready for their game. That is Gregorcik's Northern Kentucky Norse against Coach Josh Taylor's Dayton Stealth. Again, win and you keep playing, lose and you're done. We have 2 championship games, Constellation first at 11:15, and then 12:30 the championship game of the 12U B3 bracket. All local teams in that slide of things. 10.5 to go in the third, and we'll have a whistle. Actually, no, we will not have a whistle. Why did I think we had a whistle? Here's Shock. Hearing phantom whistles now. It might be from the volleyball tournament. You hear the music all the way through here because the hallway connects. It's weird. Here's Hampton now, clearing it off the left boards, and it will slowly trickle towards Marty Kahn, and it will cross the goal line for an icing call against Indian Hill. Face off to the left of Woods after the icing call. We have Ackerman setting up with Shock. Battle on the left side, Samarco against Crook. Right point send in, Samarco pushing. Now here comes Ackerman. Open space, here's Mercurio cutting in, and he strips the puck. Ackerman gets it back, bouncing it off of Kahn, swept away from Mercurio. Back this way, turning around. After the Dayton Northern Kentucky game, we'll go back to pod play with 3 more games to close out Saturday. Kahn save, rebound, tangled up in the mess of Aves and Rangers. And down this way, here comes Shock, speeding ahead. Here is Crook sending it wide. Hampton now, across the ice, Samarco. Samarco canes it, blue line time, that's at Marty Kahn, and covered up quite well by the Sycamore goalie. In case you were wondering, the Saturday evening games, they are scheduled to start at 5:30. It'll be Alter and the Cincinnati Lancers doing battle first. Sycamore has Beaver Creek, and Centerville has Indian Hill. And that will close out your Saturday, and after that game, we'll find out who's playing what time. Sunday, March the 1st, starting at 2 p.m. 2 p.m., 3:35, and that's hockey here at South Metro. We have the Swashel All-Star game, and also we need to talk about the Senior All-Star game, where several Swashel representatives participating in that. We'll pull that up quickly. 8:50 to play in the third, 3-2 game. Marty Kahn, part of the Swashel All-Star game, the first ever All-Star game for the Southwest Ohio High School Hockey League. That's icing on the Rangers. Back in front of Woods we go, as the Aves look to tie things up for the 3rd time this contest. Both teams with 1-goal leads. Indian Hill with 2 leads, Sycamore with 1. As that is Nixon battling, Woods with a stretch and holding on to the puck. 3-2 for IH. You can find the Senior All-Star Game rosters. It's South and West, meaning Toledo up to Cincinnati. That's your Southwest team. Cleveland on to Athens. It's your Northeast team. And that covers Cleveland. Boom on Glutz. Here's Halleck off the side of the net of Woods. Moore gets it back for Indian Hill, straight ahead. Pinball by Mercurio. Stealth cheering on. Can't tell who they're cheering on, but they're making noise, and that's all right. Here's Gates. They might be cheering for hockey, and that's a cause worth cheering for. Nixon will give chase. Here's Gates around the side. Mercurio behind the net of Kahn. J.D. Park, and now Sycamore. That's off the referee's body. Fired in by Moore, rainbowing wide. 7:47 to play in the third. 3-2 Indian Hill. If the score does stay 3-2, both teams will split another point, meaning Indian Hill will pick up 4 out of a possible 5. I have to do math in my head real quick. There's Moore drawing it back. Going towards the right, it's Gates. Pushing up ahead towards the right face-off circle, then bumped away from the puck. Here's Mercurio. A sweep around the left side where Shock, nicknamed Shockwave, one of the fine folks that run Aves Hockey on Twitter. Here comes Park, strangled by the Rangers' Owen Foster. Did not play last night, but Foster has done a nice job. I believe the newer jerseys of Indian Hill have the numbers higher up on the chest, whereas the older ones, the numbers kind of sloop back towards the lower back of the portion. It's pretty much my only complaint on that. There's Kahn sliding in, because the numbers kind of go into the shorts, and that eats up half the numbers. But that's Kahn with the stop, 6:43 to go in the third, and that gives us a chance to read the senior all-star selections. This game will be played at Nationwide Arena Sunday, March 15th at 9 a.m. Free admission, meaning you get to see some of the best seniors in the state of Ohio play hockey at the same place that the Blue Jackets do, which is really, really cool. Now controlled by Indian Hill, up 3-2, 6.5 to play in the third. Stealth still watching. Norse are getting ready for their contest. The A's flipping it towards Woods, and it's pocketed by the starting goalie for Indian Hill. Your coaches are Zach Sens of Talawanda, and that's the only one in Southwest Ohio. Central Ohio is J.D. Damrath of Olentangy Orange, and Stephen Bomey of Anthony Wayne, that's Toledo. Scooped up now by the A's off the side of the net, picked off by Andrew Crook. Around the sides is J.D. Park. Ackerman coming in. Chip towards the right. Glutz heading back with Jackson Shock. Wide of the cage. We'll have Park going back for it. Ackerman chasing. Ackerman's going to get there first in front of Josh Moore. It's a 2-on-1. A 3-on-1. Backhander. Kahn covers it up. Last sent in by Coleman. Great job by Kahn to hold his ground as we now talk about the seniors from the Sunday area that will be participating. Slade Surikov of Springboro, Zach Eulenbrock of Troy, Noah Reedy of St. X, and Jack Augustine of Kettering Alter. They'll be the locals playing in this game. Again, free admission, so you can see the seniors play. Away from Kahn, it's held on and stopped by Kahn. Which I have a feeling in a couple of years Kahn might be part of this list. He's part of the Swashel All-Star Game next Saturday at Miami U's Goggin Ice Arena. In fact, we'll tell you about the Aves that made the team. And both teams have a mixture of talent, meaning some red teams will be going to the gold team just to keep it even. I just noticed that the live chat has a lot more messages. No icing call. Here's Luke Moore. Chipped ahead, Shock. Crook could not score. That looked good, and Woods has it bounce off the pads. Shock trying to battle with Luke Moore. Coleman setting up a door for Ackerman, feeding the pass. Ackerman around towards the slot, and Kahn will golf it ahead as Seamus Donovan plays it. 4.5 to go in the third. Fired at the chest, and Kahn holds on for the stop. I believe that's the backup goalie. No, I beg your pardon. That's not the backup goalie, but that's another Troy Bruin in on the chat. As Rangers swap out their line. Samarco Andrus and Donovan out there. Donovan play more on defense. Looks like we need a fifth Ranger out there. That's Gates as the left winger. And too much time taken. Here comes Evans for the faceoff. 3-2 Indian Hill, your score, 4:25 to play in the third. Chip towards the right as Evans bumped with the shoulders of J.D. Park. Flipped high towards Foster, and some open space for Captain Jackson Shock. The shockwave heading, saved by Woods, and the rebound trapped before Halleck. And stopped by Woods with 4:05 to play in the third. 4 more games left after this contest. 1 more in the Buckeye year-end tournament, and we're back to 3 games in the pod. Nixon and Shock stand up. Ref drops it towards the blue line, back for Glotz. And Glotz blocked. Nixon, however, could not take off. Arm goes up, delayed offside on Sycamore. Foster to Gates, the left winger, lost the handle, and Glotz pushes it in the neutral zone. Incoming is Halleck. Foster in the way, shot kicked around by Woods. Evans trying to hold on. Here's Foster, and he clears the glass. It's tipped off Sycamore, so we'll go in the neutral zone. For this face-off, 3:38 to play in the third. The Dayton Stealth have headed back to the locker rooms, getting ready. 3-2 Indian Hill. Again, if the score stays, it'll be half a point again for each team. Timeout taken. We'll take it with them. Timeout taken. Kahn back in net. Woods 2. There's Masturzo for the face-off. Will stay 5-on-5. Hampton now for Foster. Coming in as Shock. Up ahead looking for Masturzo. Back to J.D. Park. Towards the right, here's Bryce Brown. Curving towards the left. They'll go wide of the reach of Marty Kahn. It's Foster spinning it in, delayed offside Indian Hill. Rangers up 3-2, 3:14 and ticking down to go in the third. Belted up ahead. Here's Hampton. Bryce Brown going for Foster, some open ice until Park closes in. Foster chips it in, that's going to be icing. And it crosses the goal line. And back in front of Woods we go with 2:57 to play in the third period. I mentioned about Northern Kentucky, the Norse PB teams getting ready to play. The varsity Norse of Northern Kentucky, they were covered, well now the Norsemen of Northern Kentucky, they were covered in the Cincinnati Enquirer yesterday as they're looking for their third state title in 4 seasons. Coach Jamie Antello has that organization playing quite well. It's nice to see. We'll talk a little bit more about that in the next game. 2:39 to go in the third, 3-2. For Indian Hill. Marty Kahn leaning in as the Rangers looking for one more. Here's Seamus. Donovan lost the handle and Kahn covers it up. 2:29 to go in the third. Still 3-2 Rangers. That's the score we had after the second frame. No goals in this period. Face off to the right of Kahn. Rangers have it. Around the boards it goes. Waiting for it is Bryce Brown. Mercurio with the defensive grab. Going towards the right. Shove across. Here's Luke Moore towards Kahn. It bounces and it's covered. The Rangers looking to squeeze one more goal. Again, the score stays the same, or if both teams score a goal, the last 155, they'll split the point, just like in the first period, meaning the A's will end with 1 whole point, and Indian Hill will pick up 4, counting the 2 points issued for a win. Foster towards the right, golfed ahead, Halleck, now Schock, bouncing puck off an Indian Hill stick. Kahn still in net, but standing up. I believe if the A's can stay in the attacking zone, we might see Marty Kahn pulled for 6th attacker. Kahn is starting ahead that way, but so is the puck, and icing's waved off. Here's Coleman trying to wrap one in. Kahn, and a save on Samarco's attempt. Moore trying to sweep it around. Here's Schock, back towards the neutral zone. 1:15 to play in the third, high over the net of Kahn. Rangers up 3-2 and stopped by Kahn outside the crease. We'll have Mercurio come in. Also a captain for Sycamore. Face-off will be towards the left. Around the right corner. I believe that's Masturzo battling down low. We're in our final minute of this contest. 3-2 Indian Hill. Ackerman reaching around towards it. It's Marco unable to push it on home. Kahn sliding gently towards the left. A Schock. Left face-off circle. Fired and wide of Woods. Kahn still in the net. Will skate 5-on-5. Kahn now inching the way towards the left. Matthias Hampton battling. Here's Schock. Kahn starting to slide back into position as Coleman starts a 2-on-1. Coleman drop back Ackerman. Ackerman backhander. And it zips away. That pass to Coleman goes in the right corner. 10 seconds left. 3-2 Rangers. Samarco around the corner. Glutz trying to play it. Samarco now towards the side, and that's the game. No goals in the third period, but it's a shared point. And Sycamore falling 3-2 in today's final score. Will play tonight against Beaver Creek at 7 o'clock. And Indian Hill, they pick up 4 points of a possible 5. They'll take on the Centerville Elks tonight at 8:40. And that would do it for the pod for now. We'll have one Buckeye Year-End Tournament game to go. Northern Kentucky against Dayton. And we'll talk to you then. This is Lee W. Mowen signing off as Indian Hill defeats Sycamore 3-2 in the Battle of Northern Cincinnati.